What is this one pass?
So one pass is overseas network and expertise pass. Yeah, so it's aiming for top tier people to come in here. So basically, there are three categories of the people that can come in. The first one is that if you have been earning 30,000 overseas, like overseas income, all right, for the last 1 year, or you are earning 30,000 in Singapore right now, a basic salary, right? And last but not least, or your future employment in Singapore is going to give you this 30,000 salary.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
correct.
So the O means overseas.
Overseas, yes.
Then N means
Network,
and then E
expertise.
expertise. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Was this like launched very recently?
Yes, January this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned, like, with the introduction of this pass, the PR application qualification so-called like requirements also has changed.
That one is the salary requirement for the work pass with Ministry of Manpower.
Okay. Right. Beatrice, how about yourself? Like, how have you noticed this, like, recent, I mean, there's been so much news, right, about foreign investors buying Singapore properties, and then there's a lot of influx of expatriates coming back to Singapore. Like, what are your thoughts about this?
I think there's been a lot of talk, especially recently with the recent cooling measures. I mean, where we saw the largest increment since, I think, December of 2021, when back then the ABSD rate for foreign buyers increased from 20% to 30%, so that was a 10% increase. But this time around, it's like double, so it's like a 30% increase now. But we still see headlines. We still see headlines of like China buyers or ultra high net worth buyers coming to buy luxury properties in Singapore. And then I think also from the stats that our research team has done for Q1 of 2023, I think we're seeing like a 7%, I think, a total number of transactions in terms of like the foreign investment purchases of private residential property. So I think like we're seeing a lot of hype, in terms of like foreign interest in Singapore. I think like what Kay mentioned just now, because we are still seen as being very attractive in terms of the environment and the economy, like the fundamentals of our market and all that.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, like, thanks, Beatrice. Like, what are your thoughts about just now you mentioned, like, there's been a lot of interest from Chinese so-called expatriates coming to Singapore, right? What is your sensing? And then, of course, like, once they come in, they meet you, what are they buying actually? Like do you get information on this?
We do not have much information on what are they buying exactly, but I do have a client who, they want to get a Singapore citizenship. So the moment they come in here, they are aiming at Singapore passport because a lot of them wants to buy a landed property in Singapore.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, correct.
Usually through your conversations with them, do they also ask you like, hey, Kay, do you like, what kind of properties will you recommend me to purchase? And like, usually, how will the conversation flow? Is it like firstly talking about schools first, and then talking about rental accommodation, then talking about, of course, with the passport, then what to buy and all that? Usually, what are the interest topics that a foreign family will have first the moment they meet you?
Like I mentioned previously, so a lot of them wants to aim for Singapore passport. So they want to find ways to apply for permanent residency in Singapore.
Okay.
So I'll be introducing like what are different schemes available. So like example, right now the Global Investor Program, they have increased the investment quantum as well. So it makes it very difficult for people to get PR directly. So
how much is the quantum now?
Previously the investment quantum was only 2.5 million.
Okay.
But right now they increased to 25 million if you were to set up a family office here. If you want to invest in business, then it's a 10 million investment. And 5 years renewal, when it's a 5 years renewal, you have to be able to hire 30 employees. Previously was only 10 employees. So I think the government wants to encourage high net worth people coming here, but not just to enjoy Singapore, but really, create job opportunities for the local. Yeah, so they will actually find out what are the different ways, okay, and then we would give recommendation. And the next thing is that most of them will go for, setting up family office or perhaps setting up a business here. And then they will start asking like corporate bank account, and then rental as well. That's where they will actually bring their family in. Purchasing now, I think they will think twice, with the 60%.
Right.
That's why it actually increases the value of PR.